I pray you?
Why, who are you who ask this question?
Come, gather round me, and I'll tell you. A wandering minstrel, I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, and dreamy lullaby. My heart alone is long through every passion ranging, and to your humors changing, I tune my sorrow song. I tune my sorrow song. Are you in sentimental mood? I'll sigh with you. Oh, sorrow. On maiden's coldness do you brood? I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. I'll charm your pity with songs of lovers' tears, while sympathetic tears my cheeks renew. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. But if patriotic sentiment is wanted, patriotic ballads cut and dry. For where a country's banner may be planted, all of the local banners are defined. Our warriors, buried ranks assembled, never quail or they conceal as if they could. And I shouldn't lose the pride of nation's splendor before the mighty troops, the most unseen people. As the nation trembles when the wind along, here for the mighty troops, the sweet people. And if you call for song of the sea beneath us, cast in the rock, with a yo-heave-ho for the wind is free, her anchors adrip and her hands are lee, hurrah for the homeward bound. Yo-ho-heave-ho, hurrah for the homeward bound. To lay aloft in a howling breeze may tickle our landsman's taste, but the happiest hour a sailor sees is when he's down at an inland town with his fancy on his knee. Yo-ho, and his arm around her waist. Let the transfer off we go with a fiddler swings us round. With a yo-heave-ho and a rowdy low, hurrah for the homeward bound. With a yo-heave-ho and a rowdy low. Yo-ho, 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 heave-ho, 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 yo-ho. Oh, wandering minstrel, I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, and dreamy lullaby, and dreamy lullaby.
And what may be your business with Yum Yum?
I'll tell you. A year ago, I was a member of the Tittywood Town Band. it was my duty to take the cap round for contributions. While discharging this delicate office, I saw young. We loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her guardian Coco, a cheap tailor. And I saw that my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town. Judge of my delight when I heard a month ago that Coco had been condemned to death for flirting. I hurried back at once in the hopes of finding Yum at liberty to listen to my protestations.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner under the following remarkable circumstances. Mikado, the Swiss man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to triumph, and whereby young men might best be steady. So he decreed and would succeed that all who flirted, leered or winked, unless none knew beyond elite, should forthwith be beheaded, should forthwith be beheaded. I expect you'll all agree that he was right to so decree, and I am right and you are right, and all is right as right can be. And you are right and we are right, and all is right as right can be. And all is right as right can be. Right as right can decree you'll understand caused great dismay throughout the land, for young and old and shy and bold were equally affected. The youth who interroving eye or breathed a non-connubial sigh was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected. He usually objected. You'll allow, and I expect, that he was right to so object, and I am right, and you are right, and everything is quite correct. And you are right, and we are right, and everything is quite correct, and everything is quite correct. All is quite correct. Let out on bail a convict from the county jail, whose head was next on some pretext condemned to be blown off, and made him headsman, for we said, who's next to be decapitated, cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, until he's cut his own off. I think you'll say to argue in this kind of way, and I am right and you are right, and all is right to lure our lay. And you are right and we are right, and all is right to lure our lay. And I am right and you are right, and all is right.
Why, that's the highest rank a citizen can attain.
It is. Our logical Mikado, seeing no moral difference between the dignified judge who condemns a criminal to die and the industrious mechanic who carried out the sentence, has rolled the two officers into one, and every judge is now his own executioner.
But how good of you, for I see you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend to tell all this to me. A mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it.
I am in point of fact a particularly haughty and my ancestral descent. You will understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal, primordial atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering. I struggle hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. When all the great officers of state resigned in a body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once?
And the salaries attached to them?
Indeed. Yes. It is consequently my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of Buckhound, Groom of the Backstairs, Archbishop of Chichiku, and President of Harvard, both all rolled into one, and at a salary. A poobah paid for his services. I, a salaried minion! I do it. It revolts me, but I do it. And it does you credit. Oh, but I don't stop there. I dine with middle-class persons on reasonable terms. I accept refreshment from whatever hands, however lowly. I dance at cheap suburban parties for a moderate fee. I also retail state secrets for a very low figure. For example, any further information about Yum Yum would come under the head of a state secret. Another insult, and I think a light one.
Young man, despair likewise not do. Yum, yum of the fair, you must not do. It will not do. I'm sorry for you. You a very perfect ablutioner. This very day from school, yum yum, we'll went away and homeward come with a beat from drum and a round to make the Lord high executioner. And the rest was flash and the trumpet was play and the clock was wrestle their wedding day. She'll toddle away as old as her with the Lord high executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the drum will play, and the clock will wrestle their wedding day. She'll toddle away as old as her with the Lord high executioner.
It's a hopeless case, as you may see, and in your place away I'd be. But don't blame me, I'm a solid me of your pleasure and diminutioner. They'll vow that happy extremely soon. In point of fact, this afternoon, great of that at 7 commences of you summer. And the brass will crash, and the drum will be as you've recited. But here he comes, equipped, as suits his station. He'll give you any further information.
They never would be missed. Then the idiot
perfectly.
And the authors will kill your favorite characters on a lark. It really is a shame what Martin did to poor Ned Stark. And Collins did to what's her name. And Rowling, you know who.
Dumbledore.
And if you shout out spoilers, then the list includes you too. But it really doesn't matter who you put upon the list, for they none of them be missed. They none of them be missed.
You may put them on the list, you may put them on the list, and they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
It seems that the festivities in connection with my approaching marriage must last a week. I should like to do it handsomely, and I want to consult you as to the amount I ought to spend upon them.
Certainly, in which of my capacities, as First Lord of the Treasury, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Privy Purse, as Hasty Pudding Institute producing fellow at the perhaps as private secretary.
Suppose we say as private secretary.
Well, speaking of your private secretary, I should say that as the city will have to pay for it, don't stint yourself, do it well.
Exactly, and the city will have to pay for it. That is your advice.
As private secretary, of course, as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I am bound to see that due economy is observed.
Oh, you said just now, don't stint yourself, do it well.
As private secretary,
Now you say that due economy must be observed.
as Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Come over here when Chancellor can't hear us. Now, as my solicitor, how do you advise me to deal with this difficulty?
Oh, as your solicitor, I should have no hesitation in saying, chance it, my boy!
I will.
If it were not that, as Lord Chief Justice, I am bound to see that the law isn't violated.
I see. Come over here when the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now, as First Lord of the Treasury.
Oh, well, as First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that would cover all the expenses. If it were not that, as Leader of the Payers, I should be forced to banish myself to live amongst the frogs at the bottom of that. As Paymaster General, I could so cook the account that as Lord High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titipu, it would be my duty to denounce my own dishonesty and give myself over into my own custody as First Commissioner of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
Well, I don't say all these distinguished persons could not be squared, but it is right to tell you that they would not be sufficiently degraded in their own estimation unless they are insulted with a very considerable bribe.
The matter shall have my careful consideration. Oh, but my bride and her sister's approach, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel in a characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
No money, no grovel.
Romantic, Oh, it's quite usual, I think. Hey, Lord Chamberlain.
I have known it done.
Oh, thank goodness that's over. Why, that's never you!
I beg your pardon. Will you present me? One at a time, if you please.
Oh, if you please. This is the gentleman who used to play so beautifully on the esplanade. Yes, I believe that was the name of the instrument.
Sir, I have the misfortune to love your ward young. Oh, I know I deserve your anger.
Anger? Not a bit, my boy. Why, I love her myself. Charming little girl, isn't she? Pretty eyes, nice hair, taking little thing altogether. Very glad to hear my opinion backed up by a competent authority. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Excuse me, but what is this? Customer come to try on?
That is a tremendous swell.
It's alive!
Go away, little girls, go away. I'll talk to little girls like yourselves. Go away, dears.
Allow me to present you, Booba. These are my 3 wards. The one in the middle is my bride-elect.
What do you want me to do to them? Mind you, I will not kiss them.
No, you shan't kiss them. A little bow, a mere nothing. You needn't mean it, you know.
No, it goes against the grain. They are not young ladies, they are young persons.
Oh, come, make an effort. There's a good nobleman.
Well, I shan't mean it. How do you do, little girl? Oh, my protoplasmal ancestor!
That's very good.
I see nothing to laugh at. It is very painful for me to have to say, how do you do, little girl? Young persons. I am not in the habit of saying, how do you do, little girl? How do you do? They are under the rank of resident tutor of a river house.
Don't laugh at him. He can't help it. He's under treatment for it. Never mind them. They don't understand the delicacy of your position.
We understand just how delicate it is, don't we?
I should think we did. How a nobleman of your importance can do it at all is a thing I never can, never shall understand.
Yeah!
But why do you not refuse him?
What good would that do? He's my guardian, and he wouldn't let me marry you.
But I would wait until you are of age.
Oh, you forget that in Japan, girls do not arrive at years of discretion until they are 50.
Oh, from 17 to 49 are considered years of indiscretion.
Besides, a wandering minstrel who plays a winged instrument outside tea houses is hardly a fitting husband for a ward of the Lord High Executioner.
But what if I should prove that, after all, I am no musician?
There! I was certain of it directly I heard you play.
What if I should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty, the Mikado?
The son of Mikado? But why is Your Highness in disguise? And what has Your Highness done? And will Your Highness promise never to do it again?
Some years ago, I had the misfortune to captivate Kadisha, an elderly lady of my father's court. She misconstrued my customary affability into expressions of affection and claimed me in marriage under my father's law. My father, the Lucius Junius Brutus of Japan, ordered me to marry her at once or perish ignominiously on the scaffold. I fled his court that night, and assuming the disguise of a second trombone, joined the band in which you found me, when I had the happiness of seeing you.
If you please, Your Highness had better not come too near. The laws against flirting are excessively severe.
But we are quite alone, and nobody can see us.
That doesn't make it right. The flirt is capital,
It is capital.
and we must obey the law.
Do take the law.
I wish it would, but it won't.
If it were not for that, how happy we might be.
Happy indeed.
If it were not for the law, we should be sitting side by side, like that.
Instead of being obliged to sit half a mile off. Like that.
We should be gazing into each other's eyes, like that.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love.
With our arms round each other's waists, like that.
If it wasn't for the law,
If it wasn't for the law,
as it is, of course, we couldn't do anything of the kind.
not for worlds.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco. Were you not to Coco plighted, I would say in tender tone, loved one, let us be united, let us be each other's own.
am the bearer of a letter from His Majesty, the Mikado. A letter from the Mikado? What in the world can he have to say to me? This is in Japanese. Here it is at last. I thought it would come sooner or later. The Mikado is struck by the fact that no executions have taken place in Titipu for a year, and decrees that unless somebody is beheaded within 1 month, the post of Lord High Executioner shall be abolished, and the city reduced to the rank of a village. But this will involve us all in irretrievable ruin. Yes, there is no help for it. I shall have to execute somebody at once. The only question is, who shall it be?
Well, it seems unkind to say so, but seeing as you're already under sentence of death for flirting, everything seems to point to you.
To me? What are you talking about? I can't execute myself.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Because, in the first place, self-decapitation is an extremely difficult, not to say dangerous thing to attempt. And in the second place, it's suicide, and suicide is a capital offense.
Oh, that's true, no doubt.
We might reserve that point.
True! It could be argued 6 months hence before the full court.
Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
A man might try.
Even if you only succeeded in cutting its half off, that would be something.
Yes, it would be taken as an earnest of your desire to comply with the imperial will.
No, pardon me, but there I am adamant. As official headsman, my reputation is at stake, and I can't consent to embark on a professional operation unless I see my way to a successful result.
Well, this professional conscientiousness is highly creditable to you, but it places us in a very awkward position.
My good sir, the awkwardness of your position is grace itself compared with that of a man engaged in the act of cutting off his own head.
I'm afraid that unless you can obtain a substitute.
Oh, certainly. Nothing easier. Pooh-Bah, I appoint you Lord High Substitute.
Oh, I should be delighted. Such an appointment would have realized my fondest dream. Oh, but no. At whatever sacrifice I must set bounds to my insatiable ambition. I am so proud, if I allowed my family pride to be my guide, I volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brain it teems with endless schemes for good and new for Titipu for tis. But in my midst the benefit that I diffuse the town would lose. Now every man to aid his plan should plot and plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you, young hurried screw, to bid us adieu. I am so proud, if I allow it, my family pride to be my God. I think the man was a slain without much fear.
Now,
Every all you
and so, although I'm ready to go, yet recollect for disrespect the I neglect to thus defend his name indirect. So I object.
And so, oh no, I wish to go, and greatly pine to brightly shine, and take the line of a hero fight with grief or die. I must decline. Go and show a President Poe how much you dare. shock, shock, from a chimney chopper on a big black clock, to sit in solemn silence in a dull dock, in a pestilential prison with a red long lock, awaiting the sensation of a short shock, from a chimney chopper on a big black clock, a dull dock, a nice long lock, a short shock, a big black clock, to sit in solemn silence in a pestilential prison with a red long lock, from a chimney chopper on a big black clock.
What's the matter?
Is it absolutely certain that you are resolved to die?
Absolutely.
Will nothing whatever shake your determination?
Nothing.
Threats, entreaties, prayers, all useless.
All. My mind is made up.
Well then, if you really mean what you say, and if you are absolutely resolved to die, and if nothing whatever will shake your determination, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide, but be beheaded handsomely at the hands of the public executioner.
I don't see how that would benefit me.
You don't. Observe, you'll have a month to live, and you'll live like a fighting cock at my expense. Then, when the day comes, there'll be a grand public ceremonial. You'll be the central figure. No one will attempt to deprive you of that distinction. There'll be a parade, bands, dead march, bells tolling, all the girls in tears, young, distracted. Then, when it's all over, general rejoicings, and a display of fireworks in the evening. You won't see them, but they'll be there all the time.
Do you really think Yum Yum would be distracted at my death?
I'm convinced of it. Bless you, she's the most tender-hearted little creature alive.
I should be sorry to cause her pain, but perhaps if I were to withdraw from Japan and travel around Europe for a couple of years, I might contrive to forget her.
Oh, no, I don't think you could forget Yum Yum so easily. And after all, what is more miserable than a long-blighted life?
True.
Why, life without Yum Yum, it seems absurd.
And yet there are a great many people in the world who have to endure it.
Poor devils, yes. You're quite right not to be of their number.
I won't be of that number.
Noble fellow.
I'll tell you how we'll manage it. You let me marry Yum Yum, and then, in a month, you may behead me.
No, I draw the line at Yum Yum.
Very well. If you can draw the line, so can I.
No, stop. Listen, one moment, be reasonable. How can I consent to your marrying Yum Yum if I'm going to marry her myself?
My good friend, in a month she'll be a widow, and you can marry her then.
That's true, of course. quite see that. But dear me, my position during the next month will be most unpleasant. Most unpleasant.
Not half so unpleasant as my position at the end of it.
But dear me. Well, I accept. After all, it's only putting off my wedding for a month. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, I've educated her to be my wife. She's been taught to regard me as a wise and a good man. Now, I shouldn't like to see her views on that point disturbed.
Trust me, she shall never learn the truth from me.
Congratulate me, gentlemen, I found a volunteer.
The Japanese equivalent of here.
Tis merciful.
Hail the hippo.
I think he'll do.
Yes, he'll do.
He yielded his life. He found a lump of liquor. Now I adore that girl with passion tender, and could not leave her with a ready will, or her a lump, if I did not adore.
Now comes the blow.
He fails his unused handwriting.
Oh, boy, my foe! I know.
In the rain you interrupted this tornado. He's the only son of yours. He's the son.
We'll hear no more, you'll know this counter joy we saw you spite your crown. The echoes of our festival.